A lot of people don't know what it's like to be in a long-distance relationship. If you want to know a quick insight, this is what it's like to be in a long-distance relationship. You get disconnected from Skype every single night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a list of questions that people in long-distance relationships get asked all the time. There's a BuzzFeed post. I'm not going to answer all of them because some of them are more personal, but I'm going to answer most of them and give you guys some insight on what it's like to get asked these questions all the time. Number one, is it hard being that far away from each other? It sucks balls. I cannot express how much it sucks to be that far apart from each other and how far away we are from each other. That gets answered a little bit later, but it sucks to be apart from each other because there's so many moments that you have in your life, be it a mundane task like going to the grocery store or the gas station or going downstairs, which we do, but like to get something to eat. Like there's just so many little moments that you wish that your significant other was there for, and it sucks being apart from each other, but luckily we have Skype to fill in as much of that gap as we can. Number two, what's the time difference? Lucky for us, we're not 14 hours, we're not halfway across the world. I'm in the Midwest US and she's in Ontario, so it's only an hour difference. She is an hour ahead, but like I said, luckily for us, it's not that bad. Number three, exactly how many miles are you apart from each other? We're about 500 miles. Google Maps wants me to take a ferry across Lake Michigan, which makes it a little bit under, but if I drive around, it's a little bit over. So we just say about 500 miles. Number four, is it really a relationship if you don't see each other? More often than probably we don't. I mean, I've had the last 2 days off and she's literally been on Skype every second, probably every second since I got home from work on 2 days ago. Number five, oh, you're still doing that? I thought you would have been broken up by now. Oh, you're still talking? I thought an anvil would have fallen on your head by now. That's the one question that really irks us, and I'm sure any LDR, because it's not whether you should be broken up because you're in an LDR, it's more of how you can adapt and how you can work with each other to make it work. It's less about the negatives and more about the positives. As easy as it is to get negative, it's more about the positives and how you can interact with each other and make it easier for each other. Like when she was here, we recorded videos, we took pictures, I sent her some plushies, she took some of my clothes home, she's sending me stuff, I'm sending her stuff, so we work with each other to make it as easy as possible so that we can stay as positive as possible. Number six, did you know I tried that once? You know what? I didn't. Thanks for letting me know. Number seven, what are you gonna do when it ends? We're going to be together and it's gonna be the most amazing thing in the world. I cannot wait. I can't say too much because that's gonna be in later questions about moving and whatnot, but it's going to be the best. What are we going to do when it ends? It's not going to end. It's only going to get better. It's only going to flourish more. The seed has been planted. It's going to a big, beautiful tree. And when she moves here, it's going to be like, woo! Number eight, have they cheated on you? Well, since we're always on Skype, I don't see time for it to be possible. We trust each other enough. We love each other enough that it's not any concern. I mean, the way that we do it, her and I, is that basically it would be pretty similar being apart from you and your significant other, even if you're locally, because we're pretty much always on Skype if we're at home, and if we're not at home, we're Snapchatting, or if we're going to the grocery store, if we're going to work, we're still Snapchatting, we're still talking to Facebook, so it's not a concern to us. We trust each other enough, we love each other enough, and there's just no room for it. Number 10, have you thought about breaking up? Well, other than the thought of breaking your face up, no, I have not thought about breaking up with her, not for 1 second. She's worth every second being apart. There's so many cute pictures that express that quote and that little phrase that I kind of said that isn't really a phrase, that go beyond just seconds. She's worth years apart, she's worth decades apart. Not a lifetime though, because that would kind of suck, but she's worth every second ever of being apart because I know that I'm gonna see her soon anyway. Number 10, do you miss sex? Who wouldn't? Number 11, do you miss them? Every second of every day I miss her more and more because we do things for each other that make us want to cry, and we do cry a lot because we are so all lovey-dovey and stuff, and we're just so happy together. Even though we're apart, we cry because we're so happy and we miss each other so much, and neither of us really knew what it was like to have your heart and your emotional state feel so happy and so empty at the same time when you're apart because you love each other so much and you want to give each other everything, and it's hard to be apart because, like I mentioned earlier, with just something stupid and small and mundane, you just want to share that with them, and it makes you miss them more because there are so many things that you do when you visit that when you're not visiting, it reminds you of them, or something that you do that you would not do when she's away because you just want to do it with her, or it just sucks. But yes, I miss her terribly, terribly. Number 12, who's going to move where? Well, when America gets their shit straight, she's eventually going to move here, but there is no little visa for the Joe Schmo, so we're going to have to work on that. Number 15, do you think it's worth it? It's worth every second and more. I could go on for hours in this video about how much she means to me and how much I adore her, even though she's listening to me on my laptop right now, as you saw her before. She just is my world and my rock, and I cannot wait to give her a rock. Number 13, how do you afford flying all the time? Well, let me ask you this. How do you afford your car payment? How do you afford your cell phone bill? How do you afford groceries? How do you afford rent? How do you afford the little things that make your day better? You budget. You budget, you budget, you budget. You take the money that you get, you divvy it up into little sections, put a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there, and then eventually you're like, holy shit, I got enough money for a plane ticket. You work it out together and you say, hey, I'm gonna come visit you then, or hey, Christmas sucks because plane tickets are 2.5 times the price that they normally would be, so let's do it a week before or a week after. And holidays suck, but we work it out. We budget, we make sure that we both know what's going on and that we can both help each other in as many ways as we can in terms of flying and who goes where and when's a visit and work schedules, and we work it out for each other. But budget. Definitely budget. It's all about financial responsibility. Number 14, aren't you too young for this? She's 22, I'm 21, and we're both responsible, mature individuals, and we are definitely not too young for this. Better start now than never. We both have a good understanding as to what love is and what we feel when we feel love. That doesn't make sense. I'm aware of that. But we're not 13 and 15 who are just not totally there yet. We're developed human beings. We know what we're looking for, and what we're looking for is each other. Number 15, how often do you see each other? Well, she's watching me right now, but as terms of literal what you want to hear, terms about we're hoping and planning on every 3 months, although she might come in Thanksgiving, so she might make it monthly or bi-monthly, but maybe tri-monthly. Number 16, so this is an open relationship? No, this book is closed. She loves me, I love her, and that's all that we need to know. The only math that we need is her plus me equals forever. Number 17, wouldn't it be more fun to be single? Hell no, it would not be more fun to be single. As much as it sucks to be apart, I've never been happier, I've never wanted anything more in my life, and I know that she hasn't either. So with that said, I think that it's worth every second being apart, and being single is boring and bland, and it's nice to have somebody that you want to spend every moment with. You find the right person and you just know, you just get that feeling. Her and I both have talked numerous times about after our first Skype call together, we kind of just knew, and ever since then our lives have never been the same, and we've been happily together for ever since, basically. I mean, we've been inseparable and fall for each other more and more every day, which is nice to wake up next to her, even just on Skype, if we don't get disconnected. And just seeing her sleep is just the most amazing thing in the world, and you get emotions in an LDR that you wouldn't get when you're single, and I mean obviously that kind of makes sense on the surface, but it's worth it just apart from being in a normal relationship in terms of being in an LDR relationship, because your hearts grow fonder the more you are apart, and you really start to learn about each other and get to know each other better, and really understand if it's going to be worth it for you two, if it's going to work out for you two. I mean, granted, not every LDR ends in a successful story, and we understand that, but we're going to be advocates for LDR success stories, and we're looking forward to being together forever, hopefully, and making everybody else have hope in terms of LDRs, and hopefully you guys can all smile. Number 18, how long until you're together again? Well, I've kind of teased about this before. Again, she's right here watching me, and hopefully she can come for Thanksgiving. She's kind of, if she gets a job, she's not going to come. If she doesn't get a job, she's going to come. So as much as I want her to get a job, I really don't want her to get a job. Number 19, how do you do it? We do it because we love each other and we want to make it work, and we put every single last drop of our effort into making it work. I do extra hard work making videos like this. She does extra hard work being a beast on Instagram and things like that, and she is very smart in terms of social media, and we each bring things to the table that help us to hopefully someday get some extra money to help us see each other more often, help us in our ultimate goal of being together under the same roof on a permanent basis. Granted, we know, like I mentioned before, the visas are hard and immigration stuff is difficult, but we do it because we love each other. There's no questioning that. We don't have any doubts. We tell each other everything. We're open about everything. And we take being in a relationship to a whole new level because we give up everything of our own for each other, and it doesn't bother us one bit. I tell her all the time that if she was here right now, I wouldn't be doing anything different. I would be here making this video. She would just be here beside me giving her input. And granted, she probably could have, but she can, you know, we can revisit this at a different time, and you guys can leave questions in the comments below about more things that you want to know about LDRs, and maybe if you want to know financially some tips, if you want to know things that you can do. We're going to make some videos, hopefully next time she visits. If not, we can find ways to do it over the internet. On things that we can do together, things that we've done. I'm editing some things that we did while she was here visiting, and we do it because we love each other, and we do it because we know it's possible, and we know that that's what we want. If you have any doubt in your mind, you need to get those out. You need to share those doubts with your significant other, because it's not easy being apart, but talking everything through makes it so much easier. So guys, I hope that this was entertaining to some regard. I don't know where the outtake reel is going to be, but it's going to be somewhere, be it a whole different video, or before or after, or mixed in between. So I hope that you have a great day. I hope that if you're in an LDR, let me know, because I'm really curious to hear your guys' stories. If you're not in an LDR, tell me what you think about LDRs. Tell me what you know. Tell me what you hear. Tell me if you know somebody in one. Tell me your experience with an LDR, whether you're in one or not. As always, have a great day. I'll see you next time.